Hey, what's up? Well, I'm back again, back pretty soon with a video. But while I have a quick opportunity, I'd like to make a video in the space room for a change. Um, and I'd like to start out by showing off this pretty Yoda popcorn can that I wanted a year ago, but I got it this year thinking Yoda could go out of style anytime. And I may not ever have another opportunity to have such a can, okay? And what I like to talk about in this video is how, something I forgot to rant about in my last video that I meant to talk about, and it's something that just really makes me mad. I mean, I left the store with every intention of discussing it in my next video, but you know, as always, my videos about the other subjects get too long to the point where I don't get to go off on some of the things I really wanted to talk about. And I'd like to discuss how infuriating it is around here, or really it was that way in Texas too. It's just so infuriating when these stores want to push their freaking national brands. What do I mean by that? Well, specifically drink in particular. Yeah, I cannot stand the way people who shop at night, you know, which tends to always be us. I mean, we can't ever seem to get anything done in the daytime. I'd love to, but for some reason, you know, I'm just on the wrong schedule. It's always been that way. You know, when I was in school, that's why I couldn't get enough sleep. And now that I'm not in school, it's why I can't live a normal life. You know, I'm a day sleeper and a night creeper. Okay? So the problem that I've run into around here is that, I mean, you like everywhere you go, it is just so hard to find. My favorite thing in the world is like a knockoff Dr. Pepper. And you know, it's basically the same taste for a lower price. You know, whether it's a Pibb, Dr. Thunder, Dr. Dazzle, Dr. K, Dr. whatever. I don't care. I like the taste of a Dr. Pepper, but I don't like to buy the actual Dr. Pepper. I hate it. I mean, I don't hate it. I would prefer if I could have actual Dr. Pepper. But unfortunately, you know, the price is just ridiculous. But it just really makes me mad how they, everywhere you go, it's like they push their national brands. And I mean, it's basically, you go to Walmart, and certainly at night, and if you don't want Sam's Cola or Diet Sam's Cola, you're pretty much SOL. You are out of luck. Because they just do not cater to knock off. I don't know what it is. It's like, I guess they sell them all out in the daytime. You know, the people that want them badly, they go not long after they stock them or restock them, and then they sell out. And then, you know, if you don't want, but maybe it's, and you never know what's going to be available. You know, when you want the cheap brands, it's like you never know. You know, you could, you know, like if you just want something that's cheap, you know, and not the actual name brand or national brand, you know, I mean, one day you might end up with Great Value root beer. Another day you might end up with, and this is awesome around this time of year, you might end up with Great Value ginger ale. You know, and it just kind of varies, and it's like that at every store. You know, you never know what they're going to sell out of and what they're going to have. And it's just infuriating to me because it has a lot to do with how so many people are just willing to pay top dollar for what will become urine in the toilet the next day, like literal PISS the next day. And it just really makes me so mad how so many people are like that. It's like, you know, they won't spend money on other things, like I've talked about before, but they will pay top dollar for stuff that gets flushed down the toilet the next day or within days, or hours or however soon you eat or drink it. And that makes me so mad because that's all my dad ever wants to shop for. He never wants to go anywhere but a grocery store. And I can't really talk loud like this when he's in the house, but it's true. It's like all he ever wants to shop for is food and drink, just stuff that you will no longer have a week from now. You'll have thrown away the packaging and the edible stuff will be in the toilet. He just never wants to shop for, lasting items, which I guess I'm a hoarder because, I like to shop for things that could be here long after I'm gone. Yeah, he just doesn't crave those things. He doesn't crave clothing. He doesn't crave jewelry, obviously. He doesn't crave sunglasses. He doesn't crave dolls, obviously. I mean, most people don't in general. He doesn't crave household things and, yeah, home improvement. He'll never improve anything. If it's a roof over his head, that's all he thinks he needs. He doesn't crave school supplies. Other than food and perhaps baseball cards or, things to do with his obsession with baseball, he just doesn't care for the most part. So yeah, while he's gone, I'll go ahead and post this video, perhaps schedule it for another day. And like I've stated before, Mars was in opposition to the night side of the earth a year ago, and it will be a year in the future, but it isn't right now. So yeah, it's like a year makes a huge difference in planets and stars and things like that. I've heard the saying like the sun tells the hour, the moon tells the day, the stars tell the month, the zodiac and all that. And then the planets tell the year, because they all take a different number of years to orbit the sun. So yeah, I was in a much different mindset a year ago. Back when there was so much hope for this town to be a better life. But now that I'm sort of caught up in the drudgery of it, I'm getting my tree up. I'm enjoying my projector out there, but just the drudgery of this life has already set in. And so I'll go ahead and post this video and get back to the other things I need to do. Well, I've got my tree up, slowly but surely.